Probably everybody dreams of having their own private ferny dell, an area where when things get a bit grim you can just open the newspaper, scratch the cat and relax. The question is, can you create something like this yourself in your own backyard? We very much can. This entire area here is man-made. None of it is natural. There are two things to look at. What conditions do ferns like, and which are the ones that are actually worth growing? Fortunately, fern culture is extremely easy. These plants have surface roots, very shallow, so they need regular moisture. And also they require mulching. Now this sort of thing is ideal, some form of leaf litter scattered over the ground, but equally I suppose you could use pine bark or whatever's handy. And one other key element is this up here, some shade, a lacy overhead canopy. Most people would know this chap here. This is a tree fern available at most nurseries in Australia. That's a Dixonia, the common one, but there are lots of others. This one here is a rather rare one. This is the Norfolk Island tree fern, and it's a variety of rough tree fern, or if you like, a Cyathea. Now, whilst they prefer shade, they will even grow out into full sun if you can give them enough moisture. But I suppose you could argue that with many of the tree ferns, they simply develop too big a crown on them. It's just huge in the backyard. Well, there is an answer to that problem, and that's this one here. Many New Zealanders would know this one as a weki. This particular one has that tight crown, very attractive plant, and there are others as well. This is another unusual tree fern. As you can see, it's got black stems, predictably enough called the black tree fern. But you know, not all ferns, of course, are up there. In fact, many of them are down there on the ground. Many ferns, in fact, make excellent ground cover plants. Now, you're probably aware of things like some of the native varieties of maidenhair, which are very good at spreading ground covers. But also this one. This is a ring fern. Lovely, soft foliage to look at, but in fact this one's quite tough. It'll grow out into almost full sun, again with enough moisture. Or this one. This is a variety of chain fern, the European chain fern, another excellent ground cover. Ferns aren't only green, by the way. This particular one, a Queensland variety of Blechnum fern, produces bright reddish-pink new growth, as does this one. It's a variety of rasp fern. This is the giant rasp fern with wonderful colours in the foliage. And this one, autumn sorts of shades. Whilst the new growth can be reddish, it can also have shades of orange through it. And this one is called the autumn fern. Even common rubbish ferns like this one here, the fishbone fern, mixed with a bit of that club moss growing over a path, can add great charm to a garden. And there's other benefits as well. Here we've got one of the Blechnums, Blechnum nudum, native fern, that's just spread by spore. They're like seeds, and it's established all around these steps. I suppose we've got one last question, and that is, where do you get them? Well, we're at Fletcher's Fern Nursery near Lilydale in Victoria, and there are specialist fern nurseries throughout many areas of Australia. It's worth selecting out that specialist fern nursery to get the best plants and the best advice. And do you know where ferns really grow best in most areas of Australia? Up in the mountains, and that's where we're going right now to join Reg Livermore.